Guten Morgen, guten Morgen. Okay, so first things first, we see at the moment the weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish. The 4-hour, however, is bearish. You can see by these lower highs that are being formed. And then the lower time frame currently, which is like the 30-15 minute, is also bearish, right? So that's that. You know, we have our time frame flow, but I notice at the moment it's on a very noticeable demand area. This area was used as resistance, right? And then lower highs were created, and then it fell pretty hard from there. And maybe, you know, in an hour, if you see, and it's an if, right? If you see a 15 or 30 minute engulfing, but preferably, you know, because the pattern currently is that we have lower highs being formed on the 15 minute. If a lower high formed and then was broken on the 15 to 30 minute, you could probably enter in for some very short-term buys, maybe to here. But ideally what you would be waiting for is a continuation of this bearish movement, right? Because it's not done. So if I go into the weekly time frame, I think one of the more logical places it can continue to go. Well, don't tell me we're at the level. Go here. There. All right, so weekly levels. Oh my God, hell my friend, why nobody ever tell me that? All right, so because I think we're actually at that level, if I'm not mistaken. So this is weekly demand. This area was acted as resistance, not once, but twice here on the weekly. That's actually very, very important to know. Super important to know, right? So we know that this area is filled with buy orders. So as it just drops down, so there's a possibility that if you see a 15-minute or 30-minute break of resistance on a small time frame over to the right, then, you know, price could continue bullish. But in order to consider that long term, you would want to see the 4-hour break first, or even the 4-hour resistance break first, or a break of this trend line on the 4-hour right here. You know, there's several things you can look for. But yeah, at the moment, everything though is still very, very bearish. Maybe, I mean, if I end up taking a trade, I'll talk about it tomorrow. So not for gold. Right, so last week we dipped right into this level right here. Let me see before I continue. So we have the current time frame flow, the weekly. It's still bearish in my eyes. The daily, had lower highs being formed, we had a break, and higher lows maintained this entire time. So technically the daily is bullish. Okay, I still agree with that. The 4-hour. The 4-hour is bullish, but given like if price doesn't actually use this level to continue bullish, and this actually creates another bearish candle, then it'll be bearish, officially. But there's also a chance that it could still be bullish, or continue bearish because of this weekly resistance that we have here. We see how price has acted towards it before, and you know it could do it again. But I wouldn't be taking anything on gold until 8 o'clock anyways. So yeah, I don't know. I just like have this consolidation box that's talking about, you know, the market's consolidating. Market is consolidating. Right, so I might also just stay out of it until it breaks this level. So that's a possibility too. So yeah, my bias is Bearish on GJ, but it is at a level where it's highly likely to continue bullish if you see a break of resistance or 30-minute engulfing or some 1 hour engulfing, right? Preferably first the break of resistance. And gold, anyhow, there's no news for today, so I think all should be well. I'll see you guys tomorrow.